What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher, and we are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
Hella Depraved.
Yes, we are. I keep
resting
thinking you're trying to hand
leg.
it to me.
Sorry. Nope.
It's like coming into
You
my zone. I'm like,
have it.
well, I don't want it.
You
Take
cannot have
You
it.
keep it. It's your coffee.
Yes, it's mine.
All yours.
I licked
My
it.
caffeine's over there, sadly. So I'm actually super excited to check this out.
Right.
So when Royce first dropped this album, I actually just reacted to the Eminem segment, which I did not know was just Eminem.
Yeah.
I had heard he was on the album. He's my favorite artist, so that was the track I was going to check out.
They've done some combo stuff together that's been amazing, so I see where you thought that.
So I went to go listen to it, and it turned out it was just Eminem. We talked about it, and at the end, I told people, I was like, hey, if there's anything else off of Allegory you guys want me to check out, comment. All I got was hate.
Right.
A couple people that liked what I had to say.
Right.
But
for checking out M when it's Royce's album.
Most people were just bitching because that was the one thing I did.
Right.
And I was like, instead of bitching, tell me what you want me to check out on the album. That's what the fucking comment section is for, people. But, so during our live stream, people were actually saying in our live stream this past Sunday, hey, you should check out some of the Allegory, because I like Royce.
Right.
So I was like,
which has been mentioned since then.
Now,
in reactions and so on, that you like Royce, and yeah.
I mean, I have checked out 2 tracks off this album because they were singles.
Right.
I checked out Black Savage, which had T.I. and some people that I can't remember off the top of my head now because my short-term memory sucks.
Right.
Sci-Hi the Prince. And a couple others.
Okay.
And then I also checked out Tricked, which was the song he did with Crook on the album. So.
All right.
This is the intro. It's called Mr. Grace. Mr. Grace, I think?
My Grace. What's that?
No, it's Mr. Grace.
Mr. Grace. Okay.
Now it does have like a minute-long talking intro because we were fast-forwarding to see if it was an actual track. Mm-hmm. And there was some rapping at some point. I didn't listen to what was said because I was just seeing if there was rapping.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, there is music here. So
I'm here for this.
Without further ado, we're gonna slash it up and break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Grace from Royce the 5'9" himself. Let's get it.
What is America built off of?
Violence and entrepreneurship.
So if you had to tell another 6-year-old like yourself what to look out for, what would you tell them?
They will kill you for the right price.
Are you a buyer or a seller?
A seller.
If I gave you $1 million right now, would you buy candy or a candy store?
A candy store.
What is the goal to be?
Independent.
If you lost everything tonight, what you got tomorrow?
Intellectual property.
And what is intellectual property?
They can take your possessions, but they can't take your mind.
How do you say group economics in Spanish?
Economía de grupo.
How do you say barter system?
Sistema de cambio.
If I gave you something for $500 and you flipped it to the next man for $2,000, what is that called?
Upselling.
All right, now me as your leader, as your father, the person that's supposed to have your best interest. If I celebrate holidays and Christmas your entire life and you got to go beg somebody for a job at 18, what did I do?
You fail me financially.
And I want you to tell me how fast can somebody be a victim of gun violence in America?
This fast.
Holy shit. First of all, that kid at 6 years old is fucking smart as hell. Good job.
No shit.
Second of all, her answers, while 100% correct, are devastating. I mean, just... That's a smart cookie, but that's fucking sad state of affairs.
Right. I'm definitely now even more super intrigued about this track, let alone this album.
The only complaint I have is that the music for me kind of muffled some of what was being said.
Right.
Made it a little harder for me to understand clearly. I caught most of it, but...
I definitely think the child's dad, see, I don't know if it was a girl or boy.
Right.
When they're that young, it could, the voice
Yeah.
could be either. But I could definitely say the father's teaching the child right.
Oh, I agree.
And I love the things that he is teaching his child because he's teaching them how to be successful in America.
Right.
A lot of parents don't do that.
It's common sense. Again, it's common sense, but it's sad that it is common sense.
Right.
survival of the fittest in this kind of climate. Consumership,
And
so
I
on and so forth.
honestly, I think the saddest part of all of it was the very end. When he was like, how fast can it end? And the kid's like, that fast. And all of a sudden you hear the gun blast.
Right.
Um,
Right.
which is true.
Started with guns. That was her first answer. Or their first answer. Ended with a gunshot. Yeah.
So,
And obviously, the burned dollar bill with United crossed out of it. Noticed that right away.
right.
Again, something I agree with, but sad state of affairs.
As Eminem once said, divided states of embarrassment.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what we are.
All right.
Hold on.
Why is GD trust the only parts that are highlighted?
That's what I was looking at, because it's like GD, trust. But then if you look at states of America, the S is a dollar sign, and A is bold, O is bold, A is bold again, and then I think
Are
IC.
those bells versus bold? The A's with like exclamation marks in them?
I'm not sure.
Okay, guys, sorry, we got distracted.
Anyways, let's keep going.
And that looks like text talk for Royce to 5'9".
Was
I was really good with the pagers.
Was told to hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. In a place that hears no evil, sees no evil. Whether the oppressor sees no color,
I like how I started that. I was told to hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, in a place that hears no evil, sees no evil, and then he stopped. Because we're in a country where everyone's evil, speaks
Yeah.
evil.
For themselves. But the only way to survive it is to keep to yourself. Don't say anything. You didn't see shit.
And guys, there will be a lot of pausing because we'll be breaking things down. That's what we do here. So
Yeah,
if you don't like that, I'm
bye-bye.
sorry. There's a description down below.
Follow
The
the
original
link.
link's there. Go over there. You've heard the song. You're here for our thoughts. Let's get it.
evil. In a place that hears no evil, sees no evil. Whether the oppressor sees no color, the investor sees no others. The erection seems so seasonal plus illegal. Man, that's just the mo, that's just the evil. We just adjusted that, that's just...
Hold on. There's a bar there.
Whether the oppressor sees no color, the investor sees no others. The erection...
The investor sees no other, so he sees no other colors.
Right.
Evil sees no evil. Whether the oppressor sees no color, the investor sees no others. The erection seems so seasonal plus illegal.
The arrest just seems so seasonal plus illegal.
Right.
Man, that's just the mo, that's just the evil.
That's just MO, method of operation.
Right.
The erection seems so seasonal plus illegal. Man, that's just the mo, that's just the evil. We just adjusted that, that's just machismo. I was destined to be mo. Then an apple land next to a tree, bro. Clandestine, colorful G stuck in the G code, thrust in the street mode. Searching for soul with a stolen identity. Surface low economically. In need of capital, in search of a loan, and there's a few banking institutions who got the remedy. But this is America, where credit is for the privilege, and profit is not my amenity. I'm just here to get popped by the cops, get popular so I can get discredited in a documentary by the enemy. Why?
I almost feel like this is fitting as hell for right now.
It is, but it's been that way for so long, and
Right.
it's only Floyd's death, really, that started everyone talking about it, because this has been the...
I don't think it was just Floyd's death. I think it was a buildup of several successive
Right.
black deaths.
But you know
Because-
what I'm saying.
Right. We had the one here in Indy that was like a week before George's. Breonna Taylor shortly before
I
that.
was gonna say,
And
yeah.
then 3 or 4 others within short succession before that. And I feel like George's was the one that pushed the wall over.
Well, and it was caught on tape, and it was obvious that he did nothing wrong in the first place
Right.
to even merit being arrested, let alone the treatment he was given. He was warning the cop. I mean, like, it was very obvious, but what I'm saying is, like, the whole intro to this, see no evil, speak no evil, this has been going on for so long, and
400
no one,
some odd plus years? That's what
yeah,
people have been saying?
no one was talking, it keeps being brought up as a topic of discussion when it's popular opinion to do so, and it doesn't change.
No.
So it is fitting, but it's one of those things that I'm like, I feel like we could grab a whole bunch of decades old tracks
Right.
from African American artists especially, and listen to them now and be like, God, that's poignant.
Right.
And it's like, well, the reminder is that's always been their
I was
life.
just saying, go listen to 90% of Pac's catalog.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that has always, you unplugging stuff?
I hope not.
Right.
Could you move my Mountain Dew?
Sure.
But no, I'm loving this fucking track so far.
Me too.
Let me take a drink before he says something that causes me to spit shit out.
On the computer.
Alright.
The cops get popular so I can get discredited in a documentary by the enemy, while in a homicidal, fratricidal cycle of wild, constant.
Homicidal, fratricidal.
Cycle of violence. Is that what you said? Was that the last one?
I think so.
But the whole, like, I can get arrested and then they'll discredit me on a documentary that was specifically written by the enemy, is the word he uses. So it's biased.
Right.
It's just, jeez.
By the enemy, while in a homicidal, fratricidal cycle of wild, constant, hostile energy, looking down the barrel of a rifle, wild, trying to find some inner peace. As God is my witness through teary-eyed tyranny, knowledge itself is the caveat, and the dollar itself is the demigod. Listen, nigga, this is the Iliad. Flip the dollars for wealth until our figures resemble the myriad. We are the inventors, we are the lenders, we are the matriarchs. Only thing we didn't make was slavery laws. And on this specific day, it's the end of the prison sentence. This is the period. A rich man wrote this with a poor man's focus. A sick man quotes this, but the dope man sold this. Looking for a soulmate and a bitch playing goldfish. Proving you got heart doing dirt for the tin man in a quicksand culture. Standing on anything I said like the kickstand open. Feeling like Rembrandt sculpted some shit that just Van Gogh get.
Whoa.
I am the descendant of the original.
Whoa. Rembrandt to Van Gogh. I mean, Jesus, starting with the Iliad. I love that, but this is the journey, and then he turns that into myriad demigods, which happen to be in the Iliad.
But a couple of these call money.
Yeah, the
American
dollar is the demigod,
demigods.
but that's what the journey has to gain and go through, like the Iliad, and then they are the Jesus Christ, Royce.
I fucking love Royce.
It's amazing, and I really like how he's, and then the period is
Just flipping, word
It's
pronunciation to fit
Yeah.
the scheme, and it fits,
But it fits.
so well.
But yeah, that Van Gogh, Rembrandt, however he put that was. I also like I'm searching for my soulmate, bitch playing goldfish. That is so amazing.
Right.
To some shit that just Van Gogh get. I am the descendant of the original physical melanin skinned man. The highly intelligent pride of the ghetto, the Zinjan.
Oh, and something I wanted to touch on earlier that he had mentioned before, he was talking about we were the creators
Right.
and makers and things like that. And it's actually very true. Black people, honestly, have made most of the inventions we still use today
Right.
in everything that we do. And they're not really credited for it or not talked about.
They're not credited for a lot. But again, it could almost go back all the way, because, he is talking about he's descended from the first melanin skinned man. We all are.
Right.
Like, if science holds true, which, we never know when that's going to change, we all descended from sort of a cradle of life in Africa somewhere.
Right.
So yeah, we discredit them at every turn. Or just kind of like gloss over the facts and don't even mention them.
Right. Which is bullshit.
Oh, while this track is like everything he's pointed out is so true, it's all utter bullshit. That it is true.
Right.
Yeah.
It is true. We're saying it's bullshit that it is true.
Yeah.
I
Bullshit that they're treated that way.
Yeah, I don't want people to come in and be like, "Oh, you're saying it like this." It's like, no.
No. We agree with Royce.
This thing.
We think that way society is right now is bullshit. There we go.
And Skin Man, the highly intelligent pride of the ghetto, the Zinjan, Thropus. The phantom so clean you can't see the Lord sit. Damn, she is gorgeous. All you see is a steering wheel floating, led by a herd of stampeding horses. Checks and balances by the curb. Steps to amateurs flying birds. Connected annual to a buying surge. Expecting the amateurs to try and merge. To try and lessen the blessings, but you can never lessen the connection of the indefinite pentameter Ryan serves, trying words. This is category A.
Yeah, his name's Ryan.
Oh, okay. I was like, where'd Ryan come from?
Yes. His
Okay.
last album before this was Book of Ryan.
Okay. All right. Like, well, okay. Ryan's important.
It's easy for me to remember his name too because that's my brother's name.
Right. Would be.
So.
Well, now I'll remember it. It's
Right.
just, I had no clue. Yeah. You learned
Definite
something new.
Huh?
You learned something new.
Pentameter Ryan serves, trying words. This is category A. Definition battered slave of yesterday. Recognition by cattle. Present picture, guy battle, sexuality, tight apparel, eyeshadow. That's not deep, I'm shallow. As time travels, rapper boys get to doing acid on stage. Wearing satchels, catching cases like statutory rape. Online acting like natural born slaves. Really, I guess it's from the back of the back to sitting with my back to the shadows. With actors standing behind me, with puppets controlling nothing but shapes. But that shapes our fate. This is the allegory of the cave theory by Plato. And this is the first chapter, the first 48. Death of the dope man.
Woo!
First 48. And Plato.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
not two phrases that I would have thought to ever put together, by the way. Good job. They made perfect sense, too. Wow. And his whole talk about, like, this is our representation now.
Right?
Yeah. They're dropping acid on stage. Sure. Okay. Like, got a whole bunch of puppets around me, and we're supposed to be out here representing ourselves and not acting like natural born slaves. Congrats, guys. Kiss your fanny ass back off stage, please.
Dude, Royce, my god, dude, my mind is blown right now. Like, Royce always has the habit of amazing me anyways.
Right.
He catches a lot of shit sometimes. There was the track he was on with M on, well, one of them he was on with him in Kamikaze.
Okay.
And then there was one on M's newer album,
Okay.
Music to Be Murdered By, that people would like, oh, he's not riding the beat, he's not doing this, but like I don't know. Sometimes he catches shit for the way he rhymes things and does things. I don't understand it. I
Right.
think honestly at this point it's just people looking for a reason to hate
Nitpick.
lyricists.
Here's the thing, like, I may not have gone through all of Royce's catalog at this point, but I have heard a fair amount of his tracks here and there. I mean, I've seen pretty much everyone that you've reacted to. I already knew who he was from Bad versus Evil
Mhm.
with M. I had listened to a couple other after finding him with M on Bad versus Evil. And while I don't care in terms of fans, like I never have for any bands that I follow, by the way, I don't look at comments primarily. I don't know. I didn't know his name was Ryan. I'm not that person that memorizes all the names of all the people in the band. I just will never be that person, guys. If you're looking for that kind of fangirl, it's not here. But I've never had a sonic problem with the way that he.
Honestly,
beat,
it's kind of just a representation of where we're at today with society and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why artists like Royce, I mean, don't get me wrong, Royce is a big artist,
right?
But he's not Eminem big,
Right.
and he deserves to be.
Oh yeah.
Crook is a big artist.
Yep.
Again, not Eminem big,
but he
deserves to be.
Him and his brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, Crook's entire fucking family, Horseshoe Gang, him.
Just.
The problem with today, with lyricism, and why they're not just flying with sales and listens and things like that, is because today's version of hip hop, that I'm just saying is not for me, is so dominant.
Mm-hmm.
People have dumbed down to what they're listening to. And Eminem has even said it himself, you guys don't like what we're doing because you're too stupid to get it. And it's true.
No, it's completely true. That's why I'm
like,
laughing.
You get people like myself, or Maria, or yourself, or Bren.
Nico,
you know, those of us that like lyricism.
Tyson,
we
who
sit
is
here,
the one that asked us to go through allegory.
We sit here and break down bars. We catch things, and so a lot of times our minds are just like, wow. Even if it's something simple, that's just.
We're gonna listen to this track again. We've got to like parse it down to like the which we will do, but later, you know, it's. But that's the exciting thing for me.
That's what exactly. Yeah. That's what I enjoy doing. Like, there's still times I listen to an Eminem song, being the big Eminem fan that I am.
And still catch.
6 years later, after after an album's been released, I'll hear something, I'll go, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!"
You're like, that was there.
How did I miss that? Even with all the reaction videos that I watch when somebody like Crook or them drops an album, like. After I react to him, I go and watch all these other reactions to him to see if anybody else caught anything. And sometimes you do hear things that you didn't get. But there's always just like 2 or 3 bars per song that just seems like years down the line I'll be listening. And I guess I'm just in a different mind space.
Like, whoa.
And it hits. And I'm just like, the fuck? But again.
That's part of the enjoyability.
But that's not what today's consumer... society is looking for.
For me, it's part of like the replayability too. Like there is something new potentially each time. And look, if you want to be zoned out and stupid or whatever, make sure that you pick one of these that like has a totally wavy beat. And I can play the M track one of these nights with Ed Sheeran. Mm-hmm. Not hear a damn thing at this point. I mean, I've listened to it many, many times, and I really enjoy it. Guys, don't get me wrong, but that beat, I can zone out what he's saying if my mind doesn't want to work right that moment.
Well, and I've said this before, a lot of things, people are just looking for constant club hits.
Right.
Just that nice beat, something they can vibe to.
Dong, 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 dong.
That's not my thing.
Right.
But, again, compared to the 90s, early 2000s, club hits back then were still lyrical.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Your T.I. tracks, your Jay-Z tracks.
I make fun of them a little bit. I liked them. I make fun of them because they were that bouncy, not the stuff that we sat down and broke apart and everything, but stuff that we thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, in comparison.
Well, and again, I don't remember who said it, but I agree with it. The people we grew up listening to were drug dealers. They rapped about dealing drugs all the time in their songs. And now the kids that were buying them are the ones rapping. Might be our fault.
Or
our generation's fault, not ours. But
the kids' parents were the ones that bought the dope, and
the kids took it.
Kids continued taking it. Right. Yeah. Anyway, that was amazing. He really does. Every single track I've heard from him, he blows my mind in some way. So
I am definitely excited to continue down this album at some point. If there's an order you guys want us to specifically go, let us know. If not, we're just going to kind of go in order. Like I said at the beginning, obviously I've already done Tricked and Black Savage. So
I have not heard them though, that I know of, unless I watched your reactions just to give you the view time.
right.
So let us know,
But yeah.
especially you, Tyson. We did this because you said you wanted it, and we
Yes.
wanted to do it.
There were a couple people. Tyson's the one that was more
Right.
prevalent with it, but
Kept
there,
requesting. Yes.
nobody ever requested it, so that's why I never got around
Right.
to it. I just
All right.
so there you go. Anyways, guys, if you liked it, slash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below what did you think, and check the description below for all the things. And anyways, guys, that is gonna do it. We
Push
love
our
you.
buttons.
Yes, we love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Cannot wait to see the brave people later.
Bye.
Peace.